Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Assassin's Creed Revelations, the Lost Archive DLC, and it's probably going to be the last episode of this because, well, first of all, this memory is called The End of the Line, so I'm guessing it is the last memory. And I am at 85% synchronization, so there is not much content left. And yes, I went back to the previous memory and I collected the two decipher fragments that I missed the first time. I actually didn't have to replay the entire memory, just about halfway through until I found the second missing piece. One of them was kind of in plain sight. I think I could have seen that, but apparently I didn't. The second one was a bit more hidden, so I don't blame myself for not finding that. But yeah, I have all of them until now. There are 4 more in this one. Let's see if I will be able to find them on my first run. If not, I will just replay it later. Probably before I do my discussion, because I kind of want to finish this. So we will find all the fragments one way or the other, even if I don't find them the first time around. So yeah, one more memory and then we should have enough time for some post-game discussion, not just about the DLC, but the game as such. So yeah, let's go and let's explore this memory.
Your eyes are now open. Help Desmond Miles.
I will.
They must all suffer as we suffered.
Okay. So, I can't place any blocks here, no. And I guess the particle stream is, you know, those floaty particles that move your blocks sideways or upwards. Okay. What is this place anyway? Oh, there's a boat. And weird looking statue. I'm guessing I can't just drop down here. Plus I see a shiny thing over there. I wonder if this is maybe like a representation of that ancient city that got destroyed. Okay, so it's not a cube, it's a letter. But I will check it out anyway. Oh, I wonder what these numbers mean. I mean, they surely mean something, right? We even have some numbers that are underlined. But I don't really have the time to figure this out at the moment. Let's just grab the letter. Second letter from Lucy to Clay. Okay. What are you going to tell us now? 7/20/12. Clay, I've seen the security records from last night. You must want an explanation. I had hoped to tell you about it little by little to get you on my side, but it's too late now. William is using us in this war. In this war against the Templars, he doesn't think about the lives he's hurting. We aren't people to him. How can we trust someone like that? Clay, you of all people should understand. Why him of all people? I mean, he's just a test subject to Abstergo, right? I mean, not exactly a person to them. Abstergo cares about helping people. They understand the realities of the world, its limitations. But I know that nothing I can say now will really change your mind. I've deleted the security records. Vidic will never discover the breach. I promise to protect you, but I can't let you leave. William and the others must never know. I'm sorry, Lucy. Yeah, well, that whole protecting you thing didn't really work out because, I mean, he's dead, right? So this is how it ended. Okay. A really unhelpful letter from Lucy. Guess I can just drop down here? Yeah, I think we have particles, so I should be able to place a block down there before I fall. Okay. Let's do this. There we go. Okay. Oh well, I guess I placed it a little bit too low. And now let's quickly get on solid ground. Can I just... Yeah, I might be able to just drop down here and let the... Oh no, well... This is a bit of a problem though. Okay, well, that kinda worked. I think I need to be higher. And now I need to be lower. Okay, I think I know what I'm supposed to do here. But getting the timing right is very tricky. And yeah, now we need to deal with this one again. It's a very good block placement. They don't actually get dissolved by the laser because they are right in between. Okay, this time we made it. Okay. Where do I have to go anyway? Oh, what the hell just happened? I didn't... Oh, I think one of my blocks pushed me off the ledge. That is unfortunate. Yeah, I think I have to go up. So I should probably land on one of these thingies. Well, this is no good because the lasers are going to destroy my blocks. I need to place new ones. Okay, here we go. Made it. Right, well, this was difficult. I'm going to count on some particles being down there so I can place a block. Yes, there are particles. Okay. What is this place? Can't place any blocks here. Are these lasers? No, they're not. I can actually touch them. And yeah, we are familiar with these symbols from the first game of the Ezio trilogy. And I think this is the art, quote-unquote, that Clay left in his cell, written in blood for Desmond to find, right? I've entered the abyss and never returned. Quetzalcoatl's hunger lights the answers. He doesn't exactly get points for clarity when writing down his message. But now you can actually read it, because the last time I saw this, some parts were too washed out to read, I believe. We are all books containing thousands of pages, and within each of them lies an irreparable truth. Yeah, remember this. Okay, well, we have a gate. Do I have to go through this?
Ability activated.
Oh, okay. Gives me new ability. Oh, it's a jump block. So you probably want me to use the jump block to get up here? Oh, but it's not getting me high enough. I have to go higher. Okay, this works. Ah, I'm down here now, at the quote-unquote river. I guess it's supposed to be a river. Well, you are one creepy fellow. And you're pointing across the river. Can I take the boat? That seems to be a lot easier than... Oh, we have another cube over there. That's actually the first one in this level. I definitely want that one. But I need to make sure there are no other cubes in this area. And this is a pretty large area, so... But I mean, I can't actually place any blocks here, so... It's not like I could try to get on top of these pillars or whatever. Okay, I guess I have to jump through these spaces that are filled with particles, because that's where I can place my blocks. Okay, let's give this a try. Of course, there's nothing to land on, so I have to place a block below me once I'm inside the area, like so. Okay, let's try to get over to the cube first. I feel I should be higher. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. I think I placed it too high. Can I really make this jump over there? Okay, I think now I'm in a good position to do this. Oh. Well, I got the particle. I died trying to get it, but I did get it. And they actually spawned me back at this spot, so it's okay. Hang on a second. Is there a faster way from here to wherever I have to go? Oh, now that was just stupid, but I think I have to go back the way I came, so back into this one. Okay. I'm getting a hang of this. And we actually have a solid platform over here. Okay, okay. I understand how this works. And okay, I have to go all the way over there. We have some lasers on top of these pillars. And there's like particle fields in between, so I can place blocks there to land on. Right. Oh, I have to remember not to place it too early, because then it won't hold. Like so. Okay, I hope I can make this jump now. Yes. Okay, am I high enough for this one? I think I am. Ooh, oh, that was a close one. But I made it. Okay. Okay, well, this is pretty straightforward, I think. Oh no, didn't intend to do that. Ooh, that was a little bit too close for comfort. Oh no, what am I doing? That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, okay, let's do this again. There we go. It's kinda hard to calculate where you're going to land. Okay. Oh yeah, I have to land on this platform now. There we go. Okay, okay, I made it. I made it. Well, this was interesting and kind of difficult. And again, we have a very large open area. Is that a door or is it just a light? I don't know. But the creepy noises have stopped. I think the creepy noises are coming from the river. Yeah, I don't think there's any fragments here, so I guess I'll check out the light. Oh yeah, I guess it's a door because it's right at the feet of this huge tower, so let's check it out. You surely didn't build your doors very wide.
Access granted.
Okay. It is some kind of door. So, is this still considered to be... No, this is not under the open sky, because I guess I'm inside the building now. So I can place blocks again. Okay, well, this is actually quite a nice place. I feel that these are good spots for fragments to hide. Well, but there's no fragment here. But there's one over there. Okay. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky little fragment. Okay. 2 of 4. Alright, I enjoy this place. This is a lot nicer than the last one. Oh, but now I need to drop down into the hole in the ground. Alright. Okay. We have particles, so...
Data upload
be able to
initiated.
just float over here. And I have to evade the giant cube of doom. And now I need to get past these lasers. What the hell? I didn't touch anything. You're trying to bullshit me. Alright, I guess I'm going to do it again. Oh, there's a laser on top of this as well. Didn't even see that one. And I think the cube is in a bad spot at the moment. Okay, this is much better. Now I need to be a little bit lower. Oh, that's what killed me the last time. The cube returned. Of course. Who's laughing? Are you laughing at my failures? That's not very nice. Okay, ooh. Apparently you can just about hide in the corner. Okay, but now I need to get through here. Alright, there we go. And up here. Okay. I hope I'm kind of safe here. Okay, I have to... Well, I guess I can try to jump, but that seems like a very bad idea. But it wouldn't be my first bad idea, so let's just bypass all of these pesky laser thingies by jumping. There we go. That actually was not a bad idea. That was a pretty good idea. And I hear a treasure noise. Where are you? No, it's actually louder over here. Oh, are you somewhere below this? Oh yeah, you are. Well, good thing you make a noise. I would not have looked in that location. Okay, 3 or 4. Alright, sorry for the quick break. I just had to take a phone call, but I'm still in the very same spot over here, so I guess we can continue and try to find a way through here. I have no idea where I have to go. Probably just straight forward and a little bit up. Okay. And this area seems to be laserless, so I can just build through here. And now I have to time it correctly. Okay. Let's go through here now. I see. Lasers. Do we want to do the stupid thing again? Let's go. Alright. I think I'm a little bit too high. Yeah, I'm definitely too high. I need to be a little bit lower. Alright. Also, I'm not sure if I'm imagining this, but I think I hear another treasure noise. Do you hear this too? It was actually louder over here. Yeah, that's definitely a treasure noise. Huh. Where? Ooh, I think I have an idea. Yep, that's it. That should be the last one. Yes, achievements. Find all pieces. So, all the cipher fragments found. Locate the back door. Locate the back door, he says. What does that even mean? Okay, well, I'm going to locate the back door. If I can. But first I need to find the door out of here, I suppose. Oh, I see there's a interaction thingy. So I guess that's where I have to go first. I don't know, let's just build straight towards it. Maybe I have dumb luck and I somehow managed to avoid all the lasers and force fields. Oh, maybe I have dumb luck. I totally do. There we go. Nice. Okay, we disabled a force field over there. So now I just have to get to the other side. Oh well, my dumb luck just ran out. So, it might be a smart idea to try to get to that part when the lasers are down or up. Because I'm not sure if I will make it through here, honestly. So let's wait for the force field to move away again, and then I will build to the middle and then to the right. Okay. Here we go. Okay, this is good timing. There we go. Made it. Uh-oh. That sounded like the startup sound of a computer. Okay. I'm guessing you want me to go up. Ooh! This is a very fast one. Okay. So are we on top of the tower now?
DNA and memory scanned. Upload complete. Quarantining construct Clay Kasmeric.
We are nothing.
Construct? Okay. Where are we now? Very high apparently. Can't even see the ground.
Thursday, January 27, 2011, 2 p.m.
Hi, Clay, it's your dad. Pick up the phone. I know we haven't talked in a long time. I'm fixing the back porch. It's hotter than hell out here and I could use a hand. Call me. Let me know you're okay.
Yeah, I think he's not. At least not anymore. It's getting kind of creepy in here. Oh, I remember this place from one of these flashes that we got in between when playing the other levels. Okay. Guess I can only like maybe jump up here? Alright. That works. I'm sure this would have a nice view if you could actually see anything. Oh. What's going on? Why all these visions and flashes? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, no, I want to... But the door... Almost reached the door. Well, it's going to be a long way down, apparently. Okay, the loop. Memory 1. No! The end is only the beginning. Well, no, that name makes sense. Well, we're back here. We can start all over again. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. So is it really just going to start over again? I will have to try this. Hang on a second. Let me look around a little bit. I mean, it said I'm supposed to find the back door when I found the final decipher fragment. Can I actually do anything with these fragments? I mean, I have full synchronization. Everything is at 100%. But where would I even look for that damn back door? I mean, it could be somewhere here on the Animus Island, I suppose. That would actually be kinda tragic, you know. I went through all of these parkouring and puzzle solving, and there's actually a back door somewhere on the island. I can't seem to find anything though. Yeah, where would a back door be? I don't know. It's just an island. There's nothing to look at. The only notable feature is the tree. Well, I mean, it's not like I can interact with anything here. And the edges of the island are protected by invisible walls, so I can't jump into the water. Yeah, I have no idea. I am confused. So, I don't know, let's try to walk through that door again and see if that changes anything, but it looks like I'm actually stuck in a loop. Yeah, I understand now why you're laughing like that, because...
we're in agreement. Reach your goal, then get out of there.
You're just reliving the same stuff over and over again. But I mean, we spoke to Clay, right? And I got the impression that at the end of the normal game, Clay kinda disintegrated. So I assume all of this happened before Desmond met him on the Animus Island, so somehow he managed to show up there. I don't know, maybe it's just that, you know, the island is basically the same where he talked to Desmond, it just looked a bit different, so he was just waiting there while going through all these loops. Although, it kind of begs the question, if this is before the end of the main game, and before Desmond and Clay met, you would think that Clay could have mentioned something about Lucy being a Templar. I mean, they actually spoke about Lucy and how Desmond killed her. So why didn't Clay tell him, well, you know, she was supposed to get me out of here, but she didn't because she's working for the Templars. She wrote me a letter. I mean, he must have known that before. He got that letter at some point when he was still alive, and he knew that Lucy was a Templar, and for some reason he didn't tell Desmond about it when they were speaking about Lucy. That is kind of strange. But okay, I honestly have no idea what to do here, so I think I'm just going to end it? I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to Google it if there is anything that I'm supposed to do here. I mean, I would go and look for a back door, but I don't even know where to start, and so I guess in order to save me some time, I will try to look up if there even is a back door somewhere. And if there is, I will bring you back and show it to you. And if there isn't, then this game is just a huge big troll. So I'll bring you back in a second. Alright guys, I am back, and yes, I googled it, and yes, there is a back door. And I know it's a little bit cheating to Google this, but to be honest, I would not have found it without it, because it's hidden in memory number 5. So I guess you actually have to like replay the entire thing to find it, but I wouldn't have done that, to be honest, because, you know, I have other stuff to do. So yeah, here I am back in memory 5, so I will go ahead and I will try to find the back door, and I will bring you back when I find it, because, oh well, stuff is already happening. Ah, okay. Okay, we have a new bridge. I think I even remember where that is. I think I saw that damn gate somewhere in the distance, but I couldn't reach it. Okay, I think it's basically at the end of Memory 5, so I have to make my way through here again, one way or the other. But I will not subject you to all of this again, so I'm just going to make a cut to when I found the back door. Alright, here we are. This right here is the door we used last time, which brings us to memory 6. And this over here is the back door, I assume. And now we can actually reach it because we have this nice little bridge.
Eyes are now open. Help Desmond Miles.
I will.
Okay, so she's repeating that again, which to me indicates that this happened before he met Desmond on the Animus Island, right? So he could have told him about Lucy, I guess. Kind of strange. Anyway, let's check out the back door. New message to Harold Kazmarek. Subject dead. Don't worry about me. I found my place and purpose. I want you to know that what happened isn't your fault. I will always love you, and someday I hope that you find what you're looking for. Okay, so he's like sending one last message to his father. Breaking the loop. Okay. That's a good thing, I suppose. And now we get the end credits. Okay. Huh. This is very interesting and still very confusing. But we have some time to talk about this and about the game. Let me take a quick break and then we will start with our post-game discussion. I need to recover from the strangeness of this DLC, I guess. Alright, I am back, and as you can see, I jumped back into the main game for my post-game discussion. I am on top of Galata Tower because, well, you just have a great view from here. And I think it's nicer than running around Animus Island or whatever, so let's enjoy the beautiful panorama. But yeah, it's actually a day later now, so I recorded the end of the DLC yesterday, and I just finished editing it. And I noticed that there is a small hint about the location of the back door. At the very end of the last memory, when you are trying to reach the final gate, you get a short flash with an image of the back door, which is located back in memory 5. But honestly, I didn't recognize it, and you get these flashes all the time throughout the DLC, so at some point you don't really pay attention to them anymore, I guess. But I guess you can use this clue to find the back door, although for many people it's probably just, replay the entire DLC. I actually didn't. I just loaded up memory 5 again, and then I was able to locate the back door, and I knew it was memory 5 because I googled it. So yeah, I cheated, but I wouldn't have played the entire thing again anyway because I don't have the time for this. And this way I was able to see the alternate ending, I guess, and you were able to see it as well. So yeah, I think it's better this way. But yeah, maybe let's talk a little bit about the DLC before we start with the main game. Now, a day later, I have a basic idea what happened there, or a theory anyway. So we know that Clay died, his body anyway, at some point between, I guess, getting that final letter from Lucy and the beginning of Assassin's Creed 1, because Desmond was basically in his old cell, so at that point he was probably dead already. And I guess as soon as he was no use to Abstergo anymore because they had Desmond, they just killed him and dumped his body into the river. But his memories and personality was still stored inside the Animus in some fashion, and I guess it was just repeating this loop over and over again, reliving his memories over and over again. And I guess at some point while going through these loops, he always ended up on Animus Island again. He met Desmond, and that's basically what we witnessed in this game, Desmond and Clay interacting. And I mean, he was supposed to help him, which I guess he did by telling him some stuff and telling him how to escape the Animus. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, he did not tell him about Lucy being a Templar for some reason. I don't know, maybe at the time when they wrote the main game, they hadn't decided on how to reveal the Lucy thing, so they didn't include it. But yeah, let's talk about this as well, because obviously the reveal that Lucy is a Templar is kind of the main thing of the DLC, because it finally answers the cliffhanger of the previous game. And considering that, I feel that the reveal is actually kind of underwhelming. I mean, it was the cliffhanger of Brotherhood. It was the big shock moment of that game, and I felt it deserves more conclusion than essentially just a few lines of dialogue and some blurry images of Vidic and Lucy. For example, we learn very little about Lucy's motivations other than her letter, which are basically the same phrases you've heard from other Templars, and some hints that she was unhappy that the assassins left her alone for such a long time. But I mean, that's kind of the thing that happens when you go on a long undercover mission, right? I mean, the people you work for will not contact you while you're undercover. That's how it works. So she must have known that before starting the mission, which obviously brings up the question, was she not willing to go on this mission? Did she volunteer for it or not? Because if she was unwilling, then it was just immensely stupid by the assassins to do that, because obviously for a mission like that you will want someone who is like really eager and willing to do it, because it's already difficult enough to go undercover for such a long time, so you can't have someone who isn't really convinced and really eager to do it, I think. So yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of questions unanswered, and I feel that Lucy's story deserves more conclusion than a few lines of dialogue and a few images. So yeah, a little bit underwhelming, especially since it's done in a DLC and not in the main game where I think it should have been. So I don't really like the reveal as it was presented to us. Now, as for the gameplay, yeah, okay, well, I didn't hate it. I mean, some puzzles were actually kind of clever, but I already mentioned at the end of Desmond's journey that I felt the whole level was just too long, and the DLC was even longer, I think, so I think both of them should have been cut in half. You would have been able to include the same amount of information in like half the length of the DLC, and instead of making it a DLC, just put it into the game as a normal bonus level or whatever, and I think that would have been better. So yeah, I didn't completely hate the gameplay, but I didn't really love it either, and I was kind of glad when it was over. So yeah, I think that's enough about the DLC. Now let's talk about the main game. And as usual, I suppose I will start by talking about the gameplay. There isn't really much to say here because the gameplay was mostly the same as it was in the previous games, which is fine. They did try to add some new things, and I applaud them for trying to do so, although I never really used most of the new things they added, like the bombs, which was a nice gimmick. It wasn't really necessary to complete missions, but it's a new option for you to finish a mission, so yeah, it's fine. I'm sure some people enjoy it more than I did, but it's definitely not something that you have to use in order to get through a mission. And then there was obviously the mini-game that I never played except for the tutorial. I don't know, I have no real opinion on the mini-game as such because I only played it once. Maybe I would have enjoyed it. The problem is the way that they implemented the minigame was basically as some kind of punishment. I mean, you had to play the minigame when your notoriety was too high and the Templars were trying to take back your towers. So it was presented as something that was bad, you know. It was presented as something that you had to do as a last-ditch effort to save your towers. And I always felt like, do I really want to do this? Do I want to let it come this far? Should I not prevent this from happening in the first place? So they didn't really explain very well what the benefits of playing this minigame is. I mean, I only saw the risk, like, you know, potentially losing one of your towers. And the benefit, I don't know, maybe you get some money, some XP, some materials, all of which can be earned much easier in other ways and much less risky. So yeah, the implementation of the minigame didn't feel very good, because it was basically a punishment for failing to stay undetected, right? So I think they should have tried to, I don't know, implement it better by somehow adding it to the story, and at some points you have to play the minigame to progress the story or whatever, and give you some good rewards for it. Then maybe I would have played it a few times, but this way I just try to avoid getting to that point in the first place. So yeah, minigame, I don't know, I don't really have an opinion on the game itself, just the way they added it into the story. What else can I say about the gameplay? Well, I did enjoy having a somewhat different setting. I mean, it is not hugely different from Rome or whatever. It has a slight oriental flair, but other than that, it is essentially still a late medieval Mediterranean city. I mean, technically it's not late medieval because we are 1500 something, but it's essentially still late medieval, so not that different from Rome or whatever, but still having a little bit of a different flair and some different architecture was definitely a nice change. Alright, now let's talk a little bit about the story, and I think I'm going to start by talking about the ending, specifically that long cutscene at the end. First of all, we were introduced to another quote-unquote god. Well, he didn't actually introduce himself, but I'm guessing that it is Jupiter, because, well, first of all, he looks like Jupiter. But more importantly, the other two gods that we interacted with before were Juno and Minerva, and at first that seems like a fairly random selection of Roman gods. Why these two of all the Roman gods? But if you add Jupiter to it, it actually makes sense, because Jupiter and his wife Juno and his daughter Minerva make up the Capitoline Triad, which is kind of like the central group of gods in the Roman pantheon, and presumably based on an older Etruscan triad. And I do believe that in the first game of the trilogy, they actually mentioned the Etruscan names as well. So that would be Tinia for Jupiter and Uni for Juno, and I don't remember Minerva's Etruscan name. I think it's kind of similar, actually. So it was an important triad in the Roman and Etruscan pantheon, and I'm guessing they were kind of the leaders of the first civilization, which is presumably the correct official term for the gods, who are not actually gods. And yeah, we didn't really get all that much new information in that cutscene, to be honest. However, most of what we learned in the previous games was hidden in optional content like the glyphs. It was very cryptic. You had to piece it together from short clips and letters and, you know, small pieces of information. So finally we get to see it in a long, coherent cutscene, and we have it spelled out to us what happened. So there was a huge catastrophic event that killed off this first civilization, and along with it most of the humans living on Earth. I think they were talking about 10,000 humans left, which is actually in line with a theory about a genetic bottleneck in human evolution, which would have occurred at some point between 100,000 and 50,000 years ago. The numbers kind of vary from theory to theory, but I think the lowest number that I've seen was that at some point there were only like 3,000 humans left on the entire planet, which is not much, but it would explain a certain genetic characteristics of human DNA, specifically the relatively low variation of human DNA. So the theory is that at some point in human evolution, something bad happened and most humans basically died off, and humanity was essentially on the verge of extinction because, I mean, they were not quite as spread out over the planet as today, so they were focused on several places like Africa, for example, and we only had maybe a few thousand of them left before population began to grow again. And I'm guessing that the game is trying to reference this theory, whether it's true or not. I mean, the most common explanation is that it was like a volcanic outbreak that caused this drop in population, and not like a solar flare or whatever. But I like the fact that they're trying to integrate these scientific theories into their story. So yeah, we learned a little bit more about the first civilization, and I think at the very end of the game they showed us a location in North America, which I guess is basically pointing towards the next game, Assassin's Creed 3. So yeah, there's still more stuff to uncover in the next game, and while we did learn a little bit, they still left a lot of unanswered questions, because obviously they want to continue it in Assassin's Creed 3, so there's that. But apart from that, let's talk a bit about Ezio's story as well. At the beginning of the game, I mentioned that I thought that Ezio's story was actually quite complete at the end of Brotherhood. I mean, he got a good closure, so I thought it was not necessary to have another Ezio story, and I was curious about how they would continue his story, and I think they actually continued it in the best way they possibly could. So this game was all about Ezio passing on his knowledge to the next generation of assassins and training them to be assassins and training them to be the new leaders of the Assassin's Order, and at the end he essentially retired. So this is truly the end of his assassin's career anyway, and I'm going to assume he retires with Sophia and they have at least one child to pass on the memories, which will finally end up in Desmond's DNA, right? So yeah, I think they did what they could with the story. I thought there wasn't really much left to tell in terms of Ezio's story, but they found, I think, the one thing that was still interesting and worthwhile to explore. Basically, Ezio passing on the knowledge and responsibility to the next generation. And this is actually a part of the gameplay that I thought was pretty nice, you know, interacting with your assassins. You actually went on missions with them, and it felt a lot more like a Brotherhood than it did in Brotherhood, where you just recruited them, always in the same fashion, and then occasionally you would call on them to kill people for you. But in this game it actually felt more like a Brotherhood, because you really trained your assassins and you went on missions with them, and sometimes they would fail and they would have to try again. So I think that part of the game was really well implemented, and much better than in Brotherhood, ironically, which, yeah, it featured the Brotherhood, but it felt more like a mechanic than like a real story element. And yeah, what else is there to talk about? You know, one thing that I would have liked in this game, although I am not sure how to implement it, I think it was said that there were so few recurring characters. I understand why, because you are in a different city. So obviously no Leonardo, no Claudia and all, you know, the characters that we've met in the previous games. So yeah, we got some new characters, but I kind of missed the old ones, obviously. Another thing that I noticed is that this game runs through bad guys very quickly. I mean, sometimes they would introduce an opponent like the Shalaku guy or whatever, and 5 minutes later you kill him off, or the Templar guy in the very first mission that you kill on the roof. I thought he was going to be like a bad guy that you would fight throughout the game, but then you just killed him like a few minutes after he was introduced. And in general, I felt this game could have used a more a constant opponent. I mean, at the end it was the prince, but again, once he was revealed to be the bad guy, he was basically dead within like one mission. So I think a better and more constant and charismatic opponent would have been nice. But other than that, I enjoyed the game. I did enjoy the story. So I don't really have that much to criticize, and I'm looking forward to Assassin's Creed 3. But before that, we will play Resident Evil 2 Remake. As usual, I will take one day off between games. So I think this episode uploads on Tuesday. So Thursday is going to be a day off, and on Saturday we will start Resident Evil 2. And after that we will go back to Assassin's Creed and play Assassin's Creed 3 to continue our story. But not Ezio's story. I mean, Ezio has definitely earned his retirement now, so I think we're going to send him off by performing a leap of faith here, and then he can finally go and be happy with Sophia and produce offspring to pass on his legacy, right? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough, and I hope you come back for the next one. So as usual, thank you for watching, and see you again next time.